All right, quick little breakdown here, just to give a little update. The outhouse woodshed um, is shingled, and is it perfect? No, it's like everything out here. No, but one of the great takeaways actually is that all of this was material, the extra material that I had. You can see where the plywood is all kind of jacked up in the back there, but you know what? Overall, it actually came together really nicely. Super solid, and if I stop using it as an outhouse and I build another one, which I eventually will do, that is a good, solid woodshed that should last a really long time. So nothing much has really changed on the inside, I wouldn't imagine. We have some trash to pick up around here, scraps and things like that, but got it plugged up. I'm actually curious for it to rain, because I actually hope that it holds the water out. I'm sure it will. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. Pleased with how it went overall. I could even install some drip edge if I want to, but I mean, let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away. So, made lots of trips back and forth, but overall, really pleased with how that came out. I'm gonna feel really good about that. It was a good move to just let the sun hit it and let it dry off a little. So I'm gonna clean up and then get something to eat, I think. All right, just doing some looking at the old house here. This is what I refer to when I'm talking about the old house, where we started to demolish last fall. I think it was fall. Anyway, so we've got these 2x8s that are all up here, bunch of them, probably like 20, roughly 20 of them, something like that. And it's tall ceiling, tall roof here, clearance. It's got to be, oh, this is slick. It's got to be almost, that's me reaching, standing on snow, so probably close to 10 foot, I suppose. 9, 10 foot, something like that. Anyway, I'm looking at this, and what I'm looking for is how things are attached together so that I can get a better idea of disassembly. So those are just nailed in from the face plate there, the top plate. They're just nailed in. There is a section of plywood on the over top of that that's screwed in there with a Phillips. I could even come out and do that. I started to work on this a little bit actually to get these boards up and loose, and oh yeah, there we go. I got a bunch off of this. I thought, well, I could just keep going. It's like, nah, don't really need to right now. But this gives me an idea of, I mean, this is kind of the scope and the size of where I want things to be. I want to just take note of how things are secured together so I can come back and efficiently and effectively take it apart. So the bottom plate, it might be shot, which is fine. It is what it is. I'm using everything I can. The bottom plate might be shot, although it might be okay. Who knows? But it's hard to say. So in that case, I might just need to I don't know, take the walls down, cut the bottoms off, and then just take inventory of what I've got so that I can build from there. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. The curious thing is underneath all of this. So I thought to myself today, you know what I might do is I might just end up checking underneath that flooring to see what the floor system is underneath that. Well, that was kind of silly because I, for some reason, didn't take into account that there'd be a ton of snow. I didn't bring any tools down because I thought, well, I'll just get an assessment of it and then go from there. Yeah, there's none of that happening. I'm not looking at any of that. So, all right, so this is basically just getting an assessment of how this looks. Eventually, taking the dozer down here, cleaning all this stuff up, and really restoring it back to where it needs to be. It's gonna look real nice. And then this is essentially, I think, where the chainsaw mill is gonna be. We're gonna bring that out here and have a nice place to operate that on. Have it be flat, nice and flat and level. Yeah, we'll see. I might even just leave this part of this floor structure standing to mount it on. Clean it up and cover it. That's what I might end up doing. But so right now, I usually get reception down here, and I have some phone calls to make, but I don't have any reception, which is a blessing, huge blessing. But I have some phone calls I need to make. So I'm going to go back into the field, look at the tractor, and chat with some folks, I think, a little bit. All right, so still continuing on here on God's Wilderness Road Refuge Experience. So the bunkhouse is back that way. I just kind of walked on some snowmobile tread on the road here and saw that the road down to the old house is undisturbed, as is the road that we cut, the old road that we opened up, cleaned up, a good portion of it anyway, going out to Leonard's place, but also to the field. So kind of what that looks like, undisturbed, which I really like to see. Now this snow is so deep. Oh, it's cold too. And I left in a pretty big rush, pretty big hurry. And man, that's when mistakes happen. I don't mind admitting that. I made some mistakes. Here, I'm gonna turn this around. I had someone tell me that some of these videos should include myself. I don't know if that's true or not, but at any rate, I made some mistakes. I thought, man, I could just throw a list together and hurry. No, I got most of the essentials. Food, water, clothing, toilet paper. Hey, that's essential. I mean, COVID-19, if that taught us anything, taught us that toilet paper is essential. But I forgot some things. Namely, something I'm not wearing, and that is a jacket. So in winter, still winter, I came up to northern Minnesota, the Superior National Forest, without a jacket. And I'm really proud of myself. No, I'm not. That's embarrassing. Ouch. So that's unfortunate. The other thing I forgot, I don't even want to say it, but it's just true. You just gotta forget it. The other thing I forgot was a firearm. A stout, sturdy enough firearm. You know, I've got one, but I meant to bring my 30-30, maybe my 45. I have something that'll do well enough, but I should have done better. So I just have to be on alert a little bit. But it'll be fine. It's not I don't think it's a big deal. So back to the scenery here. Yeah, it's a much better shot anyway. This is kind of the turnaround point, or the hairpin. And the rest of that goes to old Leonard's land. Now, there was somebody it goes that way actually. There is somebody who's interested in buying that. Maybe he's already purchased it. I don't really know. If not, then actually there might be some changes coming this way. I mean, if he did, oh my goodness, that's deep. Woo-hoo-hoo. That gets cold up over those boots. Let me back up. I had like 100 thoughts rolling through my head. And that's the point of this, is just to slow down. All right, so if he did purchase the land, I think there's going to be changes, because he would go back there and clean that pathway up and kind of make camp. If he did not, then there might be some other changes, but I won't talk about that until that actually happens. This is so cool right now. How this just opens up. I mean, whoa. There's some prints down here. Somebody was down here. Let's see. 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 Let's Unless those were mine, but I don't think those were mine. It's entirely possible they were, but it's entirely possible. I'm not gonna. Oh, you know what? This just shows how ignorant I am right now. Those are moose tracks. Yeah, those are moose tracks. And okay, get it together, Nate. Let's go. Figure it out. Okay. That's, oh boy, it's a wonder I ever make it alive, you know? Crying out. For Pete's sake. Oh, I do like seeing this. I like seeing the equipment over there. Yeah, this is good. I like seeing how clear and clean and smooth this is. It's nice. It's nice. So what I'm gonna do, because these look a little fresher than what I'm comfortable with, is I'm gonna keep recording. If something happens, I'll just drop my phone. Oh, there they are, waiting for me. They're saying, come on, we're ready. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So, all right, just walking. Oh, yes, this is so cool. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All of that moose hide. Wow. That is so cool. Yes, that's what this is about. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. So, the notion here is that I was originally gonna build a cabin, my next cabin build, down this pathway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this and get down there and take another look. But I don't think that's where it's gonna go. I think I wanna go more that way. So I've got my phone. It's a little bit older, so the battery's not super great. So let's just progress on, and we'll pick it up here in a little bit. So it's Friday evening, around 6 o'clock, March the 19th. And I am actually in a big old tree. Climbed all the way up here. It may not look like much from the phone camera, but I don't know, probably about 20 feet or so. At any rate, I like to come up here and get a little perspective. I like to see if I can see anything, if I can hear anything better. Gives me a good look at the lay of the land and helps me with some of my potential planning. It's also a bit of a workout to get up this tree. I think it's a yellow birch, and I think that's what these big old trees are. At any rate, it's very peaceful up here. Not up here like in the tree, like up here. And can't really replace that. Time to go back tomorrow, and be a while before I get back up here, a couple months. But it's good. It's good to come away. Good to get some perspective. It's good to try new things. I was contemplating this. Let's see if I can get this thing turned around. was thinking about this when I was working today. And I was thinking about a lot of things. But one of the things I was thinking about was why I came up here in the first place. Not this trip. Why did I get property? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Is it crazy? Probably a little bit. Is it wise? Maybe not. But to be honest, this might not come off real great, but one of the reasons I'm doing it is because I got tired of being told no, or that it couldn't be done, and things like that. Now, there's much to be said about being able to be told no and how important that is. You know, our world that we have today is all about yes, 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 just yes, constantly, without consideration of consequences. But what I am talking about is misaligning your life with those that maybe whose hearts are in a different direction or a different place. And they say, no, it's not going to work, no. Or people that just think it's folly because maybe they tried it and they got it out of their system, as it were. Maybe, who knows. But for me, it's not so much about getting something out of my system. It's more about, let me back up. It's also not about doing it because I got told no. And I'll show you. Oh man, that will only get you so far, which is not very far. So it's not about that either. Really what it's about is feeling that call, feeling that tug, and setting your mind to doing something, and then seeing it through. Realizing that it's going to not turn out the way you thought it would or planned for it to. Realizing that perhaps you bit off more than you could chew and you didn't think about it enough, or you overthink it and you never get to work. Perhaps it's just you find mistakes and time wasters and money wasters along the way. All of those things. Yep, absolutely. They exist. But you know what else exists? Sitting back and doing nothing. And complaining or wishing. I might look back and think that I wish I would have done things differently, or I wish I would have spent my money better or spent my time better. That's fair. And I'll have things like this that will remind me, along with, I'm sure, plenty of people, if that's the case. But I might just look back and think, you know what? That's not so bad. Could have done it better. Could have been more efficient. Could have spent less money. But you know, I'm glad. Glad I put the effort in. Glad I put the time in. Glad I said yes. So if you're watching this and you really do truly feel the pull, the tug, the drive, the desire, the passion, maybe even the burden to do something, align yourself well with those who will help you. Align yourself properly and appropriately, absolutely. But then get after it, and don't forget the reason why you did it in the first place. Okay, it's Saturday, March 20th. Sorry about the wind noise, if there is, because it's windy. And I'm a little winded. I just trekked through the woods to get to the pond and check on the potential build sites for the future. Now I made it here in probably, I'd say from road to here, what time is it? Oh, I didn't put my watch on. That was smooth. I would guess probably about an hour. Probably about an hour. And creating a path or a drive here is doable. It would definitely take a big machine, number one. Number two, some time. 2-3 days, I'm guessing. That's the best guess. I'm not a pro. Best guess. So, is it doable? Yeah. It might necessitate somebody along to drop some trees, which that's perfectly reasonable. Otherwise, the person on the dozer would have to do that, and that would just take their time. So, one of the nice things about it being so breezy here, though, is going to be in the, and I don't know if any of this is picking up, so hopefully it is, but in the warmer months, it's going to be the bugs and the lack of bugs. That's going to be so nice to keep them down anyway. Cleaning this up, clearing this out, cleaning it up a little bit, that's of course going to help as well. So I'm going to trek back. I'm not going to try and retrace my steps. I might actually just walk down to the road. It's not terribly far from here, and just take that because I'm kind of beat. So, but there you have it. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful scene. Well, that's not so beautiful. Beautiful scene here. I'm gonna drop this water bottle in my glove. I brought an apple. I'll eat that too. Here's one of the things I love. Just look at that. The land on the other side, the shore there. Just look how cool, like, dude, all of that is. Isn't that just so cool? It's beautiful. So I think we can do it. It's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some effort. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think I'm trying to convince myself now. So, all right. Yeah, we'll see. See what happens.